All right, so you've probably seen these videos, like there's so many videos out there right now telling you that you can build Excel sheets with Claude. And look, yes, this is actually super cool. I'm not going to sit there and pretend that it's not. But here's what nobody is telling you. That is already about to become completely obsolete. Because you can actually take it a step further, like way further. So instead of building a spreadsheet, you can actually build an AI artifact, like a mini web app, something that is way more interactive, more visual, more sellable than any Google Sheet you've ever seen. So we're talking about easy to visualize dashboards, like app-like behavior, the kind of tool that looks like a developer built it, except you built it in under an hour with no code. And specifically, a mini web app can actually include buttons, filters, forms, charts and data visualization, simulation and calculators, guided workflows where the user knows exactly what to do next, and app-like behavior with a real dashboard. So instead of dropping someone into a grid with rows and columns, you're actually designing an experience. And that's the difference. Because let's face it, Google Sheet and Excel are super intimidating for most people. You cannot tell me with a straight face that you actually enjoy opening spreadsheets. Like nobody does, because it feels like homework. It almost feels like you're filling out a tax form. And most of us would rather avoid it. But a clean interactive web app that does the exact same thing and is easier to use, something that shows your data right away instead of having to dig for it, that people will pay a pretty penny for that. So here's what I did. I took a boring Google Sheet, the kind that looks super intimidating, something that's just like rows and columns, doing basic math, and I actually turned it into a fully functional mini web app that I can actually sell from anywhere between $17 to $47. So no code needed, no developer, and no technical background required. And listen, the whole thing took me less than an hour using Claude and another vibe coding tool that is completely underrated and that most people completely overlook. So if you've been sitting on a spreadsheet, a checklist, a tracker, or literally any kind of Excel sheet that you build to solve a real problem in your own business, or maybe your boss's business, this video is going to completely change how you think about what you can actually sell. Because here's the truth, you're sitting on a gold mine right now, and you might not even realize it. So real quick, if you're new here, I'm Luna, and I've helped thousands of people build their first sellable digital product. I've been featured on Times Square's billboard for it, and I'm obsessed with finding opportunities before they even go mainstream. And right now, many web apps converted from spreadsheets, this is one of the most underrated opportunities in the digital product space. So let's get into it. So here's the thing about spreadsheets. They sell. And here's the data to back this up. So if you use a spy tool like Profittree, which actually scrapes Etsy for real sales data, you will see that spreadsheets are pulling in 6 figures in average. So you have budget trackers, meal planners, content calendars, cleaning schedules. So yes, 6 figures from spreadsheets. So spreadsheets are high in demand because think about it. When somebody builds a spreadsheet, whether it's a budget tracker, a content calendar, a symptom log, a meal prep calculator, a habit tracker, they're solving a real problem that they or somebody else actually has. There's already logic built in, and there's already a workflow, and there's already a user who needs this. The problem is that a spreadsheet, well, it feels like homework. Like nobody wakes up on a Monday morning and thinks, oh wait, I can't wait to open my Google Sheet. Like nobody. And if you tell me with a straight face that you love Excel, we can't be friends. But a clean interactive web app that does the exact same thing, that visualizes your data faster, that has buttons and filters and a nice dashboard, people will pay premium for that. Because you're not selling information anymore. You're selling a transformation. You're selling speed. You're selling the results without the friction. And also, let's face it, the problem as well now is that every spreadsheet under the sun has already been created. So if you try to sell a generic budget tracker on Etsy in 2026 or any other platform, you're gonna be competing with hundreds of other sellers who are selling the exact same thing for $1 or even $2. So the race to the bottom is real. So what do? You do what almost nobody else is doing. You take that same concept, the same proven demand, and you turn it into a mini web app, something that's interactive, something that is branded, something that is sellable and completely unsaturated. And with AI, the gap between I have a spreadsheet and I have a live sellable product is now just 45 minutes. So let me show you exactly how. My recommendation is that you use 2 tools for this, and I do this. Like I use Claude and Lovable. Claude is the brain and Lovable is the builder. Now, a lot of you know that I love Claude. I talk about it consistently, but I want to be really honest with you here because this matters. So if you jump straight into Claude Code to build your app, your 1-hour project can easily turn into a 2-day headache, especially once you start adding things like a login system, a database, user accounts, the list goes on, right? Claude Code racks up also tokens really fast, and it also gets messy. And if you're a beginner, debugging is not fun on Claude Code. But Lovable, this is a tool that I feel not a lot of people are talking about in our space. It's completely underrated in my opinion. So here's what Lovable does that changes everything. When you build in Lovable, it handles authentication, database, and your deployment automatically. So this is just a byproduct of just building the thing. And when your app is done, you can simply deploy it live, and it's gonna publish it to a real URL and a real login. Like there's no extra step needed. So no need to upload files to a server, no need to figure out hosting, it's just done. So the workflow that I recommend that you use as a beginner is first you use Claude Chat, not Claude Code. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna use Claude Chat to think through what you're building. And then what I like to do is I use Lovable to actually build it. This way, what I'm doing is I'm using Claude's intelligence to plan the app that I'm gonna build without burning through all my tokens. Because if I were to do the brainstorming on Claude Code, then I would burn out all my tokens without even having started. Listen, just to show you, I actually build the exact same tool both ways, and I want you to see the difference. So notice how the Lovable version is just cleaner. The user experience is better. It feels more polished, straight out of the box. And that actually matters when you're trying to sell something for $47. So Claude does the thinking for you and Lovable builds. That's a system that is beginner friendly. Now, I'm not saying that you can't use Claude Code, absolutely, but this is just way easier, especially if you're a beginner. The first instinct is to open Claude and type something like, build me a health tracker app. And then they're confused when what comes back is either completely generic or totally unusable. So here's why that happens. When your prompt has no context, Claude has to guess everything. So it has to guess what the app actually does, who is it for, what does the user experience is step by step, what gets stored, what gets calculated, what's the output. So Claude has to fill in all those blanks on its own, and its guesses are not your business. So instead, here's the prompt that I like to use. And this one changed everything for me. So first what I do is that I upload a spreadsheet that is similar to what I want to sell, and I upload it directly into Claude Chat, and then I write. I want to convert this uploaded spreadsheet into a simple mini web app. Your job is to analyze the spreadsheet as a product system, not just data. Review what the file does, how the data is connected, what the outcome is for the user, and translate it into a simplified mini app idea. Give me a complete product brief. So that one prompt by itself gives you everything. It comes back with what the app should do, what the user journey looks like, what the MVP needs to include, and what you can leave out for now. So think of it as like having a product manager inside your computer, one who actually goes through the spreadsheet. And here's why this step matters so much before you even open Lovable, because ideas are cheap and clarity is what sells. And listen, I've watched people spend 3 hours on Lovable building something, and then they realize halfway that they don't even know what the main outcome of the app is supposed to be. And then they have to tear it down and start over. But when you do this product brief step first, you walk into the build knowing exactly what you're creating. You have a clear output. You know what the user is going to do, what they get, and why they would pay for it. And that is the difference between a product that sells and a product that just exists. Now, here's a step that most tutorials completely skip, and it's the one that's gonna save you the most time. So once I have the product brief, I don't immediately jump into Lovable. I do one more thing. I ask Claude, what decisions do I need to make before any code gets written? And then it's gonna come back for me with a list of questions. Things like, can user edit their data after they submit it? Is this a single user app or a shared one? Does the app need to save data between sessions? What does the dashboard actually need to show? Does the user need to export anything? When I did this for this project, Claude gave me 8 questions. So I answered all 8 in about 90 seconds. So 90 seconds, that's it. But those 90 seconds locked in every decision that would have caused me to rebuild sections later. So every time an app breaks and someone says like, I don't know why it's doing this, it's always because they made an assumption instead of making a decision. So they skipped the step. So good architecture is actually chosen before you actually start building. You don't try to figure it out while you're debugging, trying to wonder why the data isn't saving. Okay, so now we're inside Lovable, and this is where the magic happens. But actually, I want to show you how I actually do this because it's different from what most people do. So most people open Lovable and they're gonna try to describe the entire app in one giant prompt. Everything at once, the login, the dashboard, the form, the calculation, the mobile layout, the color scheme, all in one go. And listen, the output is gonna look okay until a real user actually touches it and things start to break, especially when you have a very long prompt. So things might not connect the way you expect, like the logic might feel off. So here's what I like to do instead. I like to build in layers. So prompt number 1 is going to be the foundation, the database, the login, the app shelf, nothing else, right? I'm not building features yet. I'm building the skeleton, the bones. Then prompt 2 is going to be the onboarding. How does a user get set up, right? What do they need to tell the app before they can start using it? Prompt number 3 is going to be the core features. In this case, so it could be the daily tracking form. So this is a thing the users actually comes back to do every day. And this is the heart of the app. Then we have prompt number 4, which is a dashboard. This is where users see their data summarized, the charts, the progress, the indicators, the key numbers at glance. And then we have prompt number 5, which is the report generator / the exporting feature. So can the user get their data out? Would it be a PDF, a CSV file, a summary, like something that they can take and use? And then prompt number 6 is settings, account preferences, profile, or any customization option. And then prompt number 7 is the final polish, right? The loading states, error messages, mobile fixes, like the tiny things that make it feel finished versus just functional. So why does this matter? Because when you build in layers, each step has a solid foundation underneath it. And if something breaks, you know exactly which layer broke. You don't have to dig through 1,000 lines of AI generated code trying to figure out what went wrong, or trying to go back and trying to like revibe code it, right? You simply go back to the layer or the prompt that broke, and then you fix that layer. And then the total time across all these 7 prompts, depending on how complex they are, it's gonna take anywhere between half an hour to 45 minutes. And when it's done, all you have to do is like click around, debug it, and just deploy it. So you're gonna get a real URL, a real database, a real login, ready to share, ready to sell. So after I build, I always run one complete user journey from start to finish before I show it to anyone. So I recommend that you sign up as a new user, you go through the onboarding, you use the core feature, you check the dashboard, you open it on mobile, and you can test mobile as well. This is where you can find bugs. In my case, I found 3 bugs on this build. So a calculation showing the wrong value in one spot. I had a display issue on mobile where the button was overlapping text. And then I also had the report was pulling in the wrong date range. So it was nothing catastrophic, but things that a real user would actually notice. So here's what I didn't do. I didn't ask it to fix one thing separately. Like I knew exactly where the error were based on how I prompted it. But what I did is that I told it specifically, okay, so this section needs to be fixed, right? And I explained exactly what the fixes needed to be. Because with AI, you can easily fix something and then it's gonna accidentally remove something else and break something else, right? And it happens a lot. You fix a button and then suddenly the dashboard stops loading and it's not working, right? So that's not ideal. Instead, what I recommend you do is that you batch all these bugs into one single prompt. You describe each issues clearly. You told it exactly what the expected behavior is. And then you add one critical line at the end. Fix only what I listed. Do not modify anything else. So that prompting itself is gonna help you fix the 3 bugs in about 2 minutes. And then essentially what I recommend you do is that you batch your fixes. And trust me, this is gonna make all the difference. All right, so here's what I want you to actually take away from this. You probably already have the raw material for a mini web app sitting somewhere in your Google Drive, and you just have no idea. It could be a tracker that you built for yourself. It could be a checklist that you sent to clients. It could be an Excel sheet formula that you put together to solve a problem in your own business or your own life. It could be something that you built for free for yourself and that you never thought could become a product. So that thing right there, with the right prompt and the right order, can become an AI artifact. Something that can become a $27 product, a $47 product, even a $97 product. And you can do that by tomorrow because the tools are here. The technology is getting better and better every single day. The market is still completely wide open, but most people haven't caught on to this yet. And the only thing standing between you and a sellable product is knowing what to prompt and in what order. Now, if you want to go deeper on this, on how to find the right niche, how to price your app, how to actually sell it without a big audience, I put together a free course right here on YouTube that actually walks you through the entire system from A to Z. So comment the word free down below and I'll send it directly to you. And listen, do me a favor right now. Open your Google Drive, look at what's already in there, because I promise you, you're closer than you think. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.